Hi Sam. Today, we're diving into the word
hinter,
Hi Alex. That sounds interesting. What does it mean?
Great question.
hinter,
Means behind in English. It can also mean at the back or in the background. The most common usage is definitely for physical positions, like standing behind something. But be careful. The word can be confused with its English counterpart hint, which means something entirely different.
So, how do we use
hinter,
in sentences?
hinter,
Is a preposition, and it usually takes the accusative case. For example, you could say,
der Hund sitzt hinter dem Tisch.
which means the dog is sitting behind the table.
That's helpful. What about other forms or uses of the word?
Well,
Hinter,
doesn't have a plural form since it's a preposition, but it can combine with other words to create compounds like,
Hintergrund,
which means background.
Where does the word
hinter,
come from?
hinter,
Comes from Old High German,
hinter,
which also meant behind. It has evolved through the Middle High German period to the modern day. The concept of being behind has always been consistent, which is interesting.
That is fascinating. I love how words have history.
Now, let's break down.
hinter,
It consists of the root
hint,
and the ending, which often indicates direction or position. So, it literally suggests a position at the back.
That makes sense. Are there other words that use
hinter,
Absolutely. Words like,
Hintergrund,
which means background, and
Hinterhaus,
meaning back house, follow this pattern. Then we also have words like,
hinterlassen,
which means to leave behind. Each word retains that essence of being at the back or behind something.
Can you give me more examples of similar words?
Sure. Let's group them together. First, words with the same prefix.
hinter, Hintergrund,
Background,
Hinterhaus,
back house,
Hintereingang,
back entrance. Now, let's look at similar words with the suffix
Lehrer,
teacher,
Schüler,
student,
Hörer,
listener. And finally, if we consider the verb form, we have
hinterlassen,
to leave behind and
Hinterfragen.
To question further.
Those are a lot of words. How can I use
hinter,
in real-life situations?
Great thinking. Let's practice. Imagine you're at a party. You might say,
Ich stehe hinter der Tür.
which means I am standing behind the door. Can you repeat that?
ich stehe hinter der Tür.
Perfect. Another situation could be asking someone where the bathroom is. You might say,
Wo ist die Toilette? Ist sie hinter dem Restaurant?
Wo ist die Toilette? Ist sie hinter dem Restaurant?
exactly. Finally, think about a situation where you're describing a picture. You could say,
Im Hintergrund sind die Berge.
which means in the background are the mountains.
Im Hintergrund sind die Berge.
Great job, Sam. Now, let's talk about gender hints, even though
Hinter.
is not a noun. But when we see
Hintergrund.
it's masculine. A good mnemonic image could be picturing a person standing behind a large mountain, representing
Hinter.
I'll remember that.
Speaking of usage notes,
Hinter.
is quite informal and is often used in everyday speech. Common collocations include phrases like
Hinterherlaufen.
meaning to run after,
Hinter dem Rücken.
meaning behind someone's back, and,
Hinterlassen.
as I mentioned, be careful not to confuse it with,
Hin.
which is a different preposition meaning to or towards.
Thanks for the tips. Can you give me some example sentences with
Hinter,
Of course. Here are some examples.
Die Katze schläft hinter dem Sofa.
The cat is sleeping behind the sofa.
Ich habe das Buch hinter dem Regal gefunden.
I found the book behind the shelf.
Wir sind hinter dem Haus gelaufen.
We walked behind the house.
Hast du das Bild hinter dem Schrank gesehen?
Did you see the picture behind the cupboard?
Hat mir hinter meinem Rücken gesagt, dass ich gehen soll.
He told me behind my back that I should leave.
Die Kinder spielen hinter dem Garten.
The children are playing behind the garden.
Ich habe das Auto hinter der Garage geparkt.
I parked the car behind the garage.
Sie sitzen hinter mir im Kino.
They are sitting behind me in the cinema.
Wow, those are great examples.
Now, let's do a quick recall check. What does
Hinter.
mean?
Behind.
Correct. Can you give me the masculine noun formed from it?
Hintergrund,
Exactly. What's an example sentence using
Hinter.
die Katze schläft hinter dem Sofa.
very good? What's the past participle of
Hinterlassen.
I'm not sure.
it's
hinterlassen.
2. Last question is
Hinter.
a noun.
No, it's a preposition.
Great job, Sam. To summarize, we learned about the word,
Hinter.
its meanings, uses, and a bit of its history. Remember to practice these phrases, and don't hesitate to use
Hinter.
in your conversations.
Thanks, Alex. I feel much more confident about using
hinter,
now.